Last month, my parents' lawyer tried to serve me conservatorship papers at our disability training workshop. I froze. They smiled like this was normal. My husband Aaron held my hand as I tore the papers in half. The logo of our business, Fire overlaid with a signing hand, was on the projector screen behind us. Once, I thought my parents wanted to protect me. Now they're banned from contacting me for 5 years by court order. Subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Back when I was 7, the car exploded while I was still inside. My dad saved my mom and Aisha first. I remember the heat, the metal, the window I couldn't break. That fire stole my hearing and left me with burns I still hide. He said he'd come back for me, but he didn't. That day shaped everything. I never stopped wondering if I was the afterthought. That silence started long before the conservatorship. When I was 16, my mom told the school I had violent outbursts. I'd signed stop yelling during a parent meeting. That was enough. They tried to put me in a special behavioral class. Erin helped me appeal. I still remember her smile when the principal backed her up. Aisha watched from the hallway, frozen. My speech therapist said, "You must have scared them." That's when I realized they weren't afraid for me, they were afraid of me. We offered to help with their mortgage when my dad fell ill. They smiled, then asked for access to our joint accounts. We said no. Days later, our shared business site was taken offline, registered in my dad's name. Aisha said it was a mistake, but couldn't explain why she had login alerts. Aaron clenched his jaw. They're testing control. He signed. Our landlord called our lease was under review. I wondered how far they were willing to go. The next week, KSBS showed up at our door. An anonymous report claimed Aaron was abusive. I laughed and then I saw the look on his face. We handed over documents, video footage of our training sessions, testimonies. But they still opened a case. Aisha admitted our mom had been talking to someone about custody. I wanted to scream. Instead, I filed a complaint. Aaron said, "They're trying to paint us unstable." I realized we were being set up. Aaron's injury from the fire demo wasn't healing. Our insurance, managed by a firm Dad recommended, suddenly lapsed. No notice, no coverage. We paid out of pocket. Meanwhile, our interpreter, Victoria, stopped responding. Aisha said she saw her with mom at a cafe laughing. We rechecked our business paperwork. Victoria was listed as a silent partner. My stomach dropped. They planted her. Aaron signed. I burned every brochure she'd touched. Their hands were deeper in our life than we knew. A stranger showed up claiming to be a new interpreter, hired by the state. She had documents, fake, unsigned, said Victoria recommended her. I asked who authorized it. She deflected. When I demanded credentials, she left. Later, a letter arrived from my mom apologizing for any confusion and offering professional help. Aaron shredded it. "They think we're broken." He signed. Aisha stopped texting. I could feel her pulling away. I stared at our business logo and questioned everything. Our bank flagged suspicious withdrawals. Funds meant for our disability outreach were gone, transferred to an account linked to my maiden name. My parents' lawyer emailed a vague apology, blaming clerical missteps. I saw Aisha's name on the transfer approval. I asked her directly. She said, "They said it was temporary." My pulse raced. Aaron said nothing, just stood behind me like a wall. I whispered, "They are rewriting who I am." She didn't deny it. That silence hurt most. I confronted them during a family brunch. I signed every word clearly. No interpreter needed. "You tried to erase me," I said. My father smirked. My mother reached for my hand. I pulled away. Aisha stood frozen. Aaron played a clip on his phone. My mom bribing Victoria. Silence fell. My grandmother gasped. "How dare you?" she shouted. I gripped our business card and said, "We're not your burden. We're your consequence." They called me dramatic. Said I misunderstood. My mother cried, claiming she was only trying to help. "Control is don't care." I signed. My dad's face tightened. Aisha stepped forward. "You lied," she said to them. "You used me." They tried to speak over her. She signed instead, to me for the first time ever. "I'm sorry," I nodded. "It's not over." I signed back. "But you're not too late." That was our beginning, not their end. We went public. Aaron and I released a statement through our organization. We exposed every document, every manipulation. Social media exploded. Our clients rallied behind us. A disability rights group offered pro bono legal aid. My parents filed a cease and desist. I framed it, proof we scared them. Aaron said, "Aisha recorded a video testimony. It went viral." I saw comments, "This happened to me." We weren't just fighting our family anymore. We were fighting a system. At court, my mom sat with a new lawyer, younger, slick. He argued we were unfit. Aaron's injury, my deafness, our unstable choices. I signed my testimony, clear, sharp. "Disability is an incompetence," I said. The judge nodded. Aisha submitted phone recordings, mom admitting to falsifying reports. Our grandmother cried. "I failed you," she whispered. We embraced. My dad didn't speak, just stared. That silence, the same as when I was trapped in that burning car, finally made sense. It was never about saving me. The judge ruled in our favor. Restraining order granted. Conservatorship denied. Record sealed against future claims. I couldn't breathe at first. Then Aaron pulled me close. "We're free," he signed. Aisha stood beside us. My parents left without looking back. Outside, reporters waited. We held hands, raised our business logo high. A flashbulb popped. I smiled, not for the cameras, but for the little girl who thought silence was safety. It never was. Voice, even signed, was power. That night, I couldn't sleep. Aaron traced letters on my palm. "You did it," he spelled. I shook my head. "We did." I walked to our office, touched the framed cease and desist letter, then our first business license. Beneath it, the charred edge of the notebook from the car fire, my past and present on one wall. I whispered, "They tried to own me, but I survived. I rebuilt." That wall became our shrine of resistance. A month later, Victoria returned. She'd forged new credentials under a different name, working for another disability group. They vouched for her. I showed them video proof. They accused us of defamation. Their lawyer was the same one my mom hired before. We filed a formal complaint. The group issued a statement, defensive. Fake donations dropped. Clients messaged us privately, scared. Aaron said, "This goes deeper." I nodded. "We cut off the head, but the system has many hands." An anonymous email landed in our inbox. It contained internal memos, signed affidavits, and photos, proof of a network funneling conservatorship for profit. Victoria was just one operative. My mother's name appeared in several documents. Aisha gasped. She was part of this. We contacted a journalist. the story broke in a national paper. Suddenly, our battle wasn't personal, it was national. Aaron looked at me and signed, "We're the storm now." I felt it too. No more hiding. The nonprofit tried to sue, but a whistleblower testified. Victoria vanished again. The lawsuit collapsed. We countersued. Depositions revealed patterns, dozens of families misled, stripped of autonomy. I testified before a Senate subcommittee. Cameras flashed. I signed, "Disability rights aren't negotiable." Applause followed my voice, my hands finally heard. Aaron whispered, "We did it." I should joined our board. Our logo now included a new symbol, an open eye over the fire. Watchful, fierce, we were survivors and builders of change. We received a package with no return address. Inside, my old medical records, edited custody claims, and a letter unsigned, thanking us for breaking the silence. Aisha's face turned pale. This was sent to scare us. But I smiled. It means they're afraid. We digitized everything, submitted it to a watchdog group. More families came forward. The silence broke like glass. Aaron installed new security. "We're not paranoid," he said. "We're prepared." I nodded. Fear had become fuel. A suspicious grant offer arrived, huge money, big terms. We investigated. The foundation was real, but its board shared ties with Victoria's old firm. We declined. The next day, our website crashed. Cyber files wiped. We had backups. Aaron restored it in hours. Still, I felt the chill. They were trying to buy us or break us. I signed. Aisha said, "They don't know who they're messing with." I smiled. We weren't victims. We were architects of a reckoning. We launched a documentary. While loud hours, interviews, evidence, survivor stories. Aaron narrated with captions. Aisha co-produced. The premiere drew a crowd. My grandmother cried the whole time. Afterward, a young woman approached me, trembling, and my uncle tried the same thing. I thought I was crazy. I hugged her. "You're not, and you're not alone." That night, our inbox overflowed with stories. Victims, fighters, families. Our story wasn't rare, it was a spark. Now it had become wildfire. A news anchor invited us to speak. Live, national coverage. Aaron hesitated. "What if they retaliate?" I signed. "We've already won by surviving." The segment aired during prime time. We shared our journey, signed our truth. Afterward, messages poured in, lawmakers, schools, even a judge. Change was happening. One reporter said, "You lit a match in a blackout." I kept the clip on my phone when doubts crept in. I watched it, proof that silence can end loudly. Aisha discovered encrypted files on our shared drive, Victoria's backups, Ames case files, bribes. One name stood out, a senator's aide. We debated exposure. It could ruin us. Aaron warned. I nodded, then released it. The press exploded. Hearings opened. The aide resigned. Aisha stared at the TV, stunned. We just toppled a piece of government. I squeezed her hand. A truth doesn't care who it burns. We didn't just uncover corruption, we ignited accountability. And it wouldn't stop here. One night, Aaron found a tracking device under our car. I froze. Aisha called the police. They traced it, unregistered, likely private. No fingerprints, no answers, just a warning. We installed cameras, changed locks, moved offices. I refused to flinch. Instead, we organized a protest. Thousands showed up, deaf, disabled allies. We marched in silence until the final block. Then we signed as one. "You will not erase us." Our hands spoke louder than any threat. Victoria resurfaced again, this time in a podcast, claiming we doctored evidence. But listeners didn't buy it. Comments flooded in, people citing our documents, timelines, interviews. One even called her the final puppet in a broken play. I laughed as she's lost the narrative. Aaron signed. We released a rebuttal with timestamps, witness videos, affidavits. The podcast host apologized. Aisha smiled. They underestimated the internet. We weren't chasing justice anymore. We were shaping it in real time. With millions watching, a former judge contacted us. Retired, terminally ill, he admitted approving hundreds of shady conservatorships, including mine. "I thought I was protecting people," he wrote, "but I was protecting a lie." He offered sealed files. We met in private. His hands trembled as he passed them over. "Make it count," he whispered. We did. A national task force formed. His death made headlines. I didn't cry. I promised him truth. Every story we uncovered after was a promise kept. We faced a smear campaign, fake reviews, edited videos, false accusations. I panicked. Aaron stayed calm. "Let them waste energy." He signed. We filed takedown notices, responded with facts. Aisha wrote a public op-ed, calm, scathing, undeniable. Support poured in. Our followers doubled, donations tripled. When a troll mocked my signing, an 8-year-old girl posted a reply video. "Signing, you're just scared of power, you don't understand." I cried. Not out of fear, but our story belonged to all of us now. Our nonprofit hosted its first summit. Hundreds attended, panels, trainings, survivor stories. A mural unveiled, hands in flame forming a phoenix. My grandmother lit a candle at its base. "For what was taken," she said. Aisha gave a keynote, her voice shaking. "We chose truth, not silence." The crowd stood. Signed, applause echoed. I watched from backstage, heart racing. This was more than recovery. It was renaissance. We didn't just survive our parents. We reclaimed every voice they tried to silence. A legislation bill was introduced, Nova's Law. It mandated third-party oversight in conservatorship filings. I stood beside senators as they announced it. Reporters asked about my parents. They gave me a reason to fight. I signed. Some called me brave. I wasn't. I was angry and focused. Aisha joked, "You're about to be on postage stamps." I laughed, but deep down I knew this wasn't about me. It was about every person told their difference meant deficiency. Never again. I returned to the house where it all began, empty now, listed for sale. The room where they planned it all, dusty, small. I left a photo, Aaron, Aisha, me, the mural. On the back I wrote, "We built louder than you broke." Then I left. Outside, Aaron waited. "Closure," he signed. I nodded. Justice doesn't need their permission. We drove away. The fire they started didn't consume me, it forged me, and I used it to light the world. Aisha handed me a gift, my childhood notebook, restored, its burned edges bound in gold. "You left this in the car," she said. I opened it. Her handwriting filled the last page. We choose each other now. I hugged her. No more silence. That night, I placed it on our office wall. Beneath the logo, Fire Hands I, and now story. Our legacy wasn't written by control. It was carved by resistance and signed in truth. After everything, I sat in our quiet office and ran my hand across the logo. Fire hands. I felt steady whole. Aisha walked in, humming Aaron brewed tea. The silence didn't feel empty, it felt earned. We hadn't just survived a storm, we named it, mapped it, and taught others how to weather it too. I watched Aaron teach a signing workshop. His hands moved like fire and poetry. A little boy asked, "Were you always this brave?" He paused, then pointed to me. "She taught me." I swallowed hard. We weren't healing quietly, we were healing out loud. And that sound silent to some was the most powerful thing I'd ever heard. 1 year later, our nonprofit passed 1,000 trained advocates. Aaron's leg healed, stronger than ever. Aishi opened a youth divisions. Our grandmother joined the board. The mural expanded, now wrapping 3 walls. My parents never contacted us again. Their silence echoed, but no longer haunted. Schools adopted Nova's law curriculum. At a Senate event, I signed our closing speech. Every time you're told to be silent, remember you're someone's spark. The crowd rose, applauded, it cried. We didn't reclaim peace, we defined it, and shared it. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe to check out more stories on my channel.